Hello, guys. Good morning. Good morning. It's me and Fritterman helping you do what you need to do to get crystal clear about your business and your strategies, bringing that fire, 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 fire. So good morning, guys. If you're catching me live or on the replay side, this is your girl, LaShanda Henry here, aka Sister Sense. And as always, I help entrepreneurs make sense of making money online. Hopefully, I am right on time with your monetization, marketing, and sales solutions. So what I'm going to do is actually walk you through a personal process. It's called Finding Your Focus, how to slay the day as far as your morning routines are concerned. So I'm super excited about this session. Are you excited, Print? Yeah? She's like, no, I'm not excited. I want to take a nap. And even though I just woke up and get something to eat. So, all right, y'all. So let's do this. Let's talk about finding your focus, your morning routines. I'm super excited about this session. So number one, feel free to share this out because, of course, sharing is caring, or tag somebody who needs to hear this because this is definitely worth hearing, especially for those of you out there who feel like you're overwhelmed. You've got a full plate. There's so much to do, so much you want to do, and not enough is getting done. Right? So how can you slay the day with intention? One of my favorite quotes is, I'll rub you. I'll give you some rubbing. One of my favorite quotes is, you can run the day or let the day run you. So what I want to do is to show you how to take control of your day. Take back control of your day. Okay. So what we're going to do is talk about, in about 15 or 20 minutes, we're going to talk about your desires. Number one, the things that you want, right? We're going to talk about number two. Hey, Michelle, good morning, good morning, good morning to you. We're going to talk about your desires, number one. Number two, your struggles, the things you don't want to do, and your actions, making sure that as opposed to being stuck or spinning your wheels, you're really strategic and intentional with respect to what needs to happen and how you need to act throughout the day. Okay, so first thing I want to do is I want to ask you a question. What does your morning look like? Okay, identify for yourself what your morning looks like, and feel free to drop into the comment box a few of those things that you do in the morning. Hey, Adonia. Hello, hello. Hey, Rhonda. Good morning, ladies. Good morning. So what are a couple of things that you do in the morning? You get your coffee, you take the kids to school, you read the newspaper, you meditate, you exercise. What do you do in the morning? I'm going to share with you my P, personal, C, clarity, S, session that I do with me practically every morning. So I'm really intentional with my focus for the day. Okay. And I don't let overwhelm or a full plate consume me. Okay. So again, first thing I want us to do is to think about those things that you do, because before we change it, we've got to reflect on it. Okay. So again, feel free to drop into the comment box. What are some of the things that you do to start your day? I'd love to know. Okay. Me, I get up in the morning. One of the first things that I do, just kind of habitually, is I check my phone. How many people do that? You get up, you're like, before you even like open the third eye, not even your second eye, your third eye, right? You're like, okay, what's going on in the world today? Do you turn on the radio? Do you turn on the television? How do you start your morning? What's your morning routine? Okay. And let me actually jump on to Facebook. Again, feel free to share this with anybody who needs to hear this, or you can tag somebody here. I think somebody said, Hope, you need to join us this morning. So good morning to my amazing Hope. Stop licking me. Every time I put on my cream, y'all, my oils in the morning, she just gets super, super excited about licking me. So she's behind. I don't know if you can see her little furry behind right there. There she go. Licking my shoulder. Hey, Tiffany, good morning. So your morning routine is prayer. Beautiful. Yes. Praise, worship, a word of God, some coffee. Yes. Bringing that praise, bringing that clarity. What are some things that you guys do in the morning to kick off your routine? Do you exercise? Do you scream at the children? You need to get up and do something. What's your morning routine? Okay. That's the first thing that I want you guys to do. Drop into the comment box and let me know how you start your day. And for those of you who are feeling overwhelmed or feeling like you're not getting enough done in your business, I wanted to do this session for you so I can share my morning routine, my slay the morning, slay the day routine to possibly help you. Okay. And make sure, guys, if somebody could drop into the comment box, sissensense.com/WWC. WWC stands for weekly web classes. So you can sign up absolutely free to get some of the best web classes that I do. Plus, make sure that you turn on alerts too, so that you can get notifications here when I go live. E. Michelle says, I need to exercise again. Okay, so that's not something that you're doing, but something that you want to add to your morning routine. Okay, so that's the first thing that I want you guys to do. Think about your morning routines, what you're doing. I'm going to talk about what you can interject into there. That's step one. Okay, now step two, what I want us to do is to, again, dig into your desires, your struggles, and your actions. Okay, your desire. So think about today. What do you desire out of today? Because here's the thing. You want to be able to wake up with determination and go to bed with satisfaction. Let me say that again. You want to be able to wake up with determination and go to bed with satisfaction. When you run the day, that's an amazing thing. When you let the day run you, you end up exhausted, you end up frustrated, you end up depleted, you end up saying, listen, 2 days, 5 days, 6 years, I'm still not where I want to be, because my energy is depleted. I don't get to do the things I want to do. So the first thing that you need to do is you need to get clear with you, you need to get right with you. What exactly do you desire out of today in your life, in your business? Because I'm talking to entrepreneurs. What do you want to happen today? Okay. And I need you to claim it. I need you to name it. I need you to write it down. You can even say it so I can see it here. What are some things that you want to accomplish today? Okay. So right now I am springing into action, and I'm doing all of these beautiful things as part of my Spring into Action experience. One of those things is the Bestseller Bootcamp. Enrollment is open for that. Another thing is this weekend, I have my Spring into Action weekend workshop here in North Carolina. What are some things that I need to get done today? I've got my clarity calls that I need to do. I've got some money that I need to bring in. I've got all these wonderful things because I'm an entrepreneur who's about my money, right? And I'm about working. I've got clients. I've got clarity calls that need to happen today because Wednesdays is my clarity calls day. I know what I want to do out of this day. What do you want to do? Because I don't want your desires to be overridden, or is that the right way to say it? Overridden. I don't want your desires to be erased and be overtaken. There we go. That's a better word. By what other people want to put on your plate. Okay, so what do you desire today? Today, I want to achieve my money goals. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I am all about, right? As an entrepreneur, reaching those money goals. So that's one thing. Specifically, what money goals, right? So you can dig in even deeper. What do you want to sell? How much do you want to sell? I'm always telling you guys to crunch the numbers. Adonia says, I listened to something positive, a training, YouTube. Good. Hey, Shanita. Good morning. Good morning. So what do you want out of today? Okay, drop that into the comment box so I can see it and we can talk about it. That's the first thing. What do you want to do? Number two, where do you find you are struggled? You find the struggle is real when you get up in the morning. Okay, where do you find the struggle is real for you? Okay, now I've got a couple of struggles that I can possibly identify for you, and you can feel free to drop, if any of these relate to you, you can drop them into the comment box. Number one, SWF. Drop SWF into the comment box if you struggle with focus. If you struggle with focus, drop SWF into the comment box. SGTD. SGTD. Do you struggle, right? Do you struggle with getting things done? GTD. If you struggle with that, drop GTD into the comment box. If you struggle with getting things done, if you struggle with focus, drop SWF. If you struggle with getting things done, drop GTD. Okay? SWS. This one's for my entrepreneurs. Do you struggle with sales? You know, you're an entrepreneur, you want to make money in your business and you're trying to get things done, but you can't seem to get the money. You're not collecting those coins. You're not securing the bag, all the things that you want to do to bring in that kind of revenue. Do you, SWS, struggle with sales? Okay. So I want you to drop into the comment box so I can see if you struggle with any of these. SWF, struggle with focus. I see a few of those in here. GTD, struggle with getting things done. right? You've got all these things that you want to accomplish, but for whatever reason, they're just not happening. They're not getting done, right? That's number 2. Number 3, I said, do you SWS, struggle with sales as an entrepreneur, getting people to actually buy your products and services? And then last but not least, do you struggle with something else? So if you struggle with something else, you can put SWSE and actually tell me, what exactly are you struggling with? If it's not focus, if it's not getting things done, if it's not sales, what else are you struggling with right now? Okay, so that's the SW, not SWV. The SWSE. I need to listen to some SWV today on my Pandora. Note to self. I'm writing that down on my notes, y'all. It's going to be a SWV, Sisters with Voices kind of a day, right? So if you struggle with something else, drop that into the comment box, okay? Let me know. Because here's the deal. Don't mind me and Printerman as I adjust my baby. Hey, adjust my mama. This is my little baby right here, for real. At the end of the day, you want to make sure that if you can find your focus, you will find your freedom. If you want to make sure you want to do that, you've got to, number 1, start the day by identifying your desires, the things that you want to do, right? But even step 0, because step 0 was, I said, well, what is your current routine? So we can figure out what exactly you do in the morning. That's the first thing. That was step 0. Then I said we need to take a look at number 1, your desires. What do you want to accomplish today? And if you're just jumping on here, feel free to share. What is your desire for today, this day? What do you want to accomplish? Okay, you don't want other things to overtake your goals and your vision and your desires. What do you want to accomplish? You want to make sure that you can wake up with determination and go to bed with satisfaction. Make sure that you're clear about what you want to accomplish. Because too many folks, they just jump into the day and run. They just start moving. The kids got to go to school. You know, the hubby needs this. I got to do that. I got to get to work. Oh my God, I got to get to Dunkin' Donuts. America runs on Dunkin', right? You got all these things that you say you got to do. Before you do those things, you need my favorite acronym, STOP, stop. You need to stop, think, observe, proceed, so that you can be a little bit more intentional. One of the 2 words that I love when I talk about what I do as far as Sister Sense is I help you with strategy and intention, okay? And let me mention clarity, because some of y'all need to get crystal clear, which is why we're doing this morning routine conversation so you can get better at slaying today, okay? Your desires was one thing I said I want you to be clear about. What do you want to accomplish today? If you haven't put it in there yet, good morning, Mandy, good morning. If you haven't put it in there yet, let me know what you want to accomplish today. That was number 1. Number 2, your struggles. The struggle is real. We got to figure out what's preventing you from going to bed with satisfaction. What's preventing you from getting your desires, the things that you want to get done? What's preventing you? Where's the struggle? So I said for you, I want you to drop into the comment box any one of these. Do you, number 1, struggle with focus? If you do, put SWF into the comment box. If you, number 2, struggle with getting things done, put GTD into the comment box. If you, number 3, struggle with sales, I see Turquoise Blue says SWS. If you struggle with sales, put SWS into the comment box. And number 3, if you struggle with something else, SWSE, struggle with something else, what is that thing? Feel free to drop that in there, because maybe I have a strategy to share, or maybe somebody else has a morning routine and they can pour some positivity, light, and direction into you. Closed mouths don't get fed, okay? If your mouth is closed, you ain't gonna get fed, right? So you gotta open up that mouth, you gotta interact, you gotta engage, and let people know what's going on with you, okay? So as I got my little ponies, my little ponies on the side here. So, all right, we talked about your desires. We talked about your struggles. What I want to do is talk about your actions. I want to talk about your actions. But you know what? Before we get there, let's dig in a little bit more when it comes to the struggle, because I see that you guys are commenting. Mandy says my biggest struggle is focus. But all of them, all of the above. Okay, so let's dig in a little bit, because one of the things that I love to do is brain dump, so we can get really specific, really specific, right? If it, you know, in the morning, for example, you know, I don't know what your house is like, but you know, I've got a preteen, and things are pretty good now. I'm going to be honest with you, but before he was a preteen, when he was a little bit younger, it used to be chaos in the morning. Christopher, wake up, screaming and do this and do that. And it was just a high trigger situation. Christopher he's like, look, I don't like yelling. My son's a Scorpio. He's got a hot tongue. He'll tell you what he wants when he wants it, right? So there were certain things that happened to fix that process, to fix that struggle in the morning. He decided he was going to get his alarm clock. He was going to make sure that he could wake himself up at 6 o'clock without anybody else telling him what he needed to do. My hubby, he's got a process, so he gets the clothes done. I get the, because I hate to iron. I suck at ironing, so I don't do the ironing. My hubby does that on Sunday, so that's taken care of. Me, I do the food, right? So I make sure everybody got what they need. Everybody has a role. Right? And so it's no longer, Christopher, wake up in the morning. He doesn't like that. What do you not like in the morning? What makes you anxious in the morning? What makes you overwhelmed in the morning, right? What makes you exhausted before the day even starts? Some of us wake up tired. Who wakes up tired? Say me if you wake up tired. For real. For real. So in order for us to even talk about your actions, I want to just stick on being in a space where we talk about struggle just a little bit more, because I want you to get crystal clear about where you are struggling with getting things done, with your focus, with your sales, where you're struggling, right? Because then you find a solution, right? So my hubby was always like knocking on Christopher's door, like, get the hell up. The solution was him and his alarm clock. Right? Being in a space where he's like, oh, I need this and I need that. We figure out what's going wrong, and we figure out where people are feeling triggered, and we fix that. So where are you triggered in the morning? Anybody suffer from morning anxiety? If you suffer, listen, Michelle's like, I cannot stand noise. For real, I can't stand the noise. My hubby, I'm not a morning person, so I'm like, don't talk to me for a good 20 minutes. Just let me sign language communicate with you, but my mouth is not getting open. My hubby, he wakes up talking, and we can't stand it. My son and I are like, we're like zombies. Yeah, get out of my way. Right? So let's talk about that a little bit more. Let's talk about the things that you need fixed. So if you struggle with morning anxiety, I want you to drop into the comment box MA. Because morning anxiety is a big issue for a lot of people. You automatically, you already feel like you're behind and you're overwhelmed and there's so much you need to do, right? So what's triggering you? I want you to identify that. If you wake up afraid in the morning, if you wake up anxious in the morning, if you wake up overwhelmed in the morning, if you wake up tired and you didn't even start doing anything in the morning, what are those things, right? So you can drop tired or anxious or overwhelmed or afraid. You can feel free to drop those into the comment box. But what I want you to do when we're talking about your struggles is to identify specifically what is challenging you. Okay. Manny says, I feel like I wake up tired and unorganized with a 4-year-old and an 8-year-old. Yeah, right. You wake up tired and unorganized. I feel that. So you've got to be in a place where you start to identify for yourself, how can you fix those things? How can you get more organized? How can you wake up? So for example, like I said, when I don't like to iron, so, my hubby does the ironing and he's got a lot on his plate. So he does it on Sunday, right? So that throughout the week, Christopher can just grab what he needs and go, right? So bringing in, here's the thing though. If every single day, and I thank you so much, Mandy, for sharing where your frustration is, where you're anxious and your fatigue is coming from. We are in a space where a lot of us just keep going. We know we get tired. We know we feel unorganized. We know we're exhausted. And as opposed to fixing it and finding a better way to focus and slay the day, we just keep running. We keep doing the same doggone thing, right? And we don't realize it. We're like, God, I hate this stuff in the morning. But we don't change it. We just keep doing it the same old way. Anxiety, well, what does they call it? Insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. So as opposed to you consistently doing the same thing, what I want to do is today encourage you to stop. Stop. My favorite acronym. Somebody put it in the comment box for me. Stop. You need to stop, think, observe, and proceed. So you can say, okay, these doggone kids, I don't want to be packing these lunches. I don't want to be prepping clothes. Mommy, where's this? Where's that? Right? Find a way. Right? Find a way to get everything in its place so that you can do what you need to do the right way. It's not going to be an overnight perfect science, but you've got to identify where you can fix things. You've got to identify where you're feeling triggered. You've got to identify where the fear is. Because if you catch the fear and replace it with the right actions, you can slay the day. You got to catch the fears and replace it with the right actions, not just acting, because sometimes we think that just moving, things are going to get done. Or if we think that moving faster, things are going to get done. When the reality is we have to slow down so we can speed up. Fix your day. Find your focus, right? So let me just jump in with you guys and see. MA, so I see Yolanda says she suffers from morning anxiety too. We need to be able to identify what those triggers are. Identify what those things are that are preventing you from slaying the day. Okay, let's move into your actions, because that's the last part of this conversation that I want to have with you guys this morning. Okay, now let me recap and say, first and foremost, if you feel like this is something that somebody in your circle needs to hear, sharing is caring. So share. If you do not want to miss my notifications, turn on notifications. If you don't want to miss my web classes on money, marketing, and sales, make sure you turn on notifications. Also go to, somebody write this down and drop it into the comment box, sistersense.com/WWC, which stands for weekly web classes. Make sure that you sign up to get the best weekly web classes that I have for you, for my fellow entrepreneurs looking to get better at money, marketing, sales, and that motivation too. Because if you struggle with getting things done and you struggle with productivity and procrastination, we want to put self-discipline on top of everything else. So yeah, you want the sales, yeah, you want the coins, but you got to get better at that self-discipline too. You got to get better at stop talking yourself out of things, stop overthinking, so that you can perform the way you want to, so you can see the progress, right? So make sure you go to sistersense.com/WWC weekly web class so that you can sign up to check in with me, and make sure that you take advantage of the resources that I have there. If you want to learn how to time bend and get more things done, the accountability calls is available to you. You can sign up to get access to my accountability series. For those of you who need some accountability during the week, okay, you can sign up for literally $10. That's going to get you access to the 10 most recent accountability calls plus lifetime for life. I mean, I'm not exaggerating. I've been doing this for almost 20 years. So every week that I have my web class replays, I want to share that with you absolutely free. You can sign up for the weekly web classes. Every month when I do my accountability calls, I want you on the call. So if you want to get access to that, and make sure that you sign up for the accountability calls and the 10 audio archive. The last 2 calls we did, one was on your growth goals and dealing with distractions. The most recent one we did is on time bending, getting more things done. So if you want more solutions and you need extra accountability, I think for $10 for life, you can't beat that with a bat, right? And you can learn more about that over at sistersense.com/WWC. Okay, just a friendly reminder for you. Hi, Lamoria. Good morning, my dear. Good morning. So let's talk about action, okay? So act number 1, make sure that you act on this opportunity to get inside of my A-Team accountability circle. I'm Mr. T in it, okay? I call my accountability circle A-Team. What better way to do that inside of my army green shirt today? You want that A-Team feeling? Make sure that you get in the accountability circle, okay? Don't miss that opportunity. That's $10. That's number 1. Number 2, there's also a $10 trial of my mastermind. My mastermind, every month, I share with you some smart things you can do as far as money, marketing, and sales. And there's a $10 trial. The link, the button, it's like it's either a blue or purple button. It's on that page as well. So if you want the $10 to get into accountability, you can do that. Or if you do the $10 trial for the mastermind, if you prefer that one, that's actually going to get you inside of the accountability too. So you don't even need to pay the $10 just for the accountability circle if you sign up to the mastermind at the $10 trial. And that's just for this week. The $10 trial is going to be going away. Okay, so let's talk about your actions. Your actions. There are 3 different categories I want us to dig into so we can get clear about your actions for today. What you have to do, what you need to do, what you have to do, what you want to do, and what you should do, because have to and need to are pretty much the same. Okay, so first thing, what do you have to do today? What do you have to do? I love my calendar. I have calendar, my Google Calendar. I jump on it because today is Wednesday, and Wednesday I do my clarity calls. Ladies, check in with me over at callme.sistersense.com and schedule a call so we can talk one-on-one. My phone might ring in like 2 minutes because I'm supposed to do a call at 10 o'clock. So we'll see if he's like 2 minutes late. But I do my clarity calls. I know I have to do that, right? That's something that has to get done, right? I know I need to do that. So I want you to identify for yourself when it comes to your actions for the day. Hey, June, good morning. Remember, I said to you guys, you can run the day or let the day run you. What do you have to do? Drop into the comment box, guys. Let me know. What are some things that you know, like this is like, what's the word I'm looking for? What's the word? It's on the tip of my tongue. No compromise. Like there's a no compromise. You have to get it done today. Feel free to drop that into the comment box because right now we're talking about your actions. Right? So in this conversation of slaying your day, I said there are 3 core things we need to touch on: your desires, your struggles, your actions. Now we're on actions. What do you have to do today? Drop those into the comment box and let me know. I have to do my clarity calls. People pay me, so I better get my behind on them calls. Okay, so that's what I have to do. What do you have to do? Right? Mandy says I have to go get an alarm clock right now from Amazon. Go get an alarm clock. Yes, I love that. That's an action step, right? So you're in prepared state because remember we said as opposed to just struggling doing the same things over and over and over again, you got to find out where you're triggered. You got to find out where the struggle is in the morning and fix it. So if you got them babies and you struggling to do what you need to do, an alarm clock just might be that thing for you, right? If that internal alarm clock does not work, my hubby has an internal alarm clock. He gets up usually somewhere between 3 to 4. And I get up just because my bladder tells me to get up, but then I go my behind right back to sleep. So you got to get what you need, right? Yolanda, I have to engage more on social media and market myself more. Okay, you have to do that. How are you going to do that, right? What do you have to do? So if you say, I have to engage on social media more, here's a recommendation for you, okay? How are you going to do that, right? One of the things I love is lists. So right now I've got my Spring into Action series and I'm challenging myself to every day jump on and do web classes and share my marketing strategies with ladies in my circle. One of the ways I do that, because I know I have a busy schedule, is I said, LaShanda, you have to have a list. Because you cannot wake up and go, what am I going to say today, right? So I created a list so I know exactly what I'm going to talk about every single day. And sometimes, some days I switch it up when inspiration hits, but that gives me that preparedness. It's very similar to Mandy saying, I have to get an alarm clock. So I have a client and we're about to talk, but give me 2 seconds. Hello? Hey, good morning. Okay, I have a question for you. Do you mind if I call you back in like 10 minutes? Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. Bye. Awesome. Right on time. Right on time. That was not a part of my schedule, but one of my previous clients said, LaShanda, I need to talk to you tomorrow. And I said, okay, let's do it at 10. I wanted to be done by 10, but I'm not done. So I'm going to give you guys 10 more minutes and then I'll check in with my client in just a second. So the deal is I want to make sure that you first identify those things that you have to do. Okay. Rhonda says, I have to create and schedule social media posts for my fashion show. I love the quote, a Sunday well spent brings a week full of content. So like I said, my hubby on Sunday, he does ironing because that's what he does. I don't iron. Anybody else suck at ironing? I suck at it. For real, like it's not my cup of tea. So he does that. But you know, for those of you who go, I need to schedule some things out, then you need to designate some times that you do that, right? When are you going to do that? When are you going to make time to do that? Honestly, I have my schedule for my clarity calls. People get on my schedule. So when I think about the things that I have to do, one of the first things that I do is I look at my schedule. I very rarely do impromptu calls. So even the client who checked in with me yesterday and said, LaShanda, I need to talk to you. I said, okay, let's do that tomorrow at 10. I always try to make sure that I'm not just doing what I call the right quick miscalculation. Oh, let me do that right quick. You keep adding stuff onto your day, the day's going to run you and you're going to have no control. So having things on my calendar helps me say, this is going to be 30 minutes. This is going to be an hour. And then I can keep it moving with that productivity. Okay. So some of this requires preparedness before the productivity. Talking about that Sunday work. What time, what day are you going to get designated to do some of this stuff? Designation is going to help you, right? Number 2, setting them boundaries is going to help you. I told one of my clients, Adonia, are you still here, boo? I've got my weekend workshop here in North Carolina happening this weekend. Adonia is one of the amazing ladies I'm going to be hanging out with. And one of the things that I do when I have my weekend workshops here in North Carolina, they're small, like super small. 10 ladies, not even 10 ladies, more like 2 to 5 ladies. I try to keep them small so we can work one-on-one. I said, listen, Adonia, listen, my number is Fort Knox. Because I know you flying in. We're going to be working for 3 days this weekend. Here's my cell phone. Okay, now you're a part of the inner circle. But folks do not get my cell phone because I get some random stuff. I get some, okay, I'm going to tell you guys a funny story real quick because I got 7 minutes. I'm going to tell you a funny story. I normally do not give clients my cell phone number. It's Fort Knox. We got to schedule. We got to be on schedule so that I'm slaying my day. Okay. One of my clients, one of the first times we spoke, we did not speak on my conference line. We spoke on his conference line. Okay. Which I normally don't do. I normally do sessions on my conference line, but I was like, okay, fine. So number 1, because I did it on his conference line, obviously he got my number. Damn. That's number 1. If you want to keep your number of Fort Knox, make sure that you do more conference line calls than anything else. That's number 1. Number 2. This became the, hey, can I check in with you? Text. And I'm like, Lord, have Jesus. Please, Jesus, take the wheel. You know, when you give people that kind of immediate access to you, they can drive you to drink, okay? Which is why you got to be really strategic and intentional. Number 3, late night accident. So one day, I'm sitting here Netflixing and chilling. All of a sudden, I see something on my text that I'm not supposed to see. A DP. A pic that I will not explain or even say. And I was like, oh, wait. And then I get a text from said person who goes, oh, I'm sorry, that wasn't for you. I'm not going to say, if you know what DP means, okay. If you don't know what it means, go look it up, okay? Because I'm not going to say it on my, I try to keep a clean stream. So first of all, I went to my hubby and I said, listen, right here, you see this right here? This was an accident. This was not me. I ain't in no situations. I ain't trying to cause no complications. So my hubby starts laughing at me, but I said, this is what happens when people get access. So I was like, listen, first and foremost, I understand, but thank you so much. Make sure that at this point and juncture, if you want to communicate with me, you get on my call calendar or you send me an email. No more text messages. That has been shut down. Okay. So, like I said, funny story. Only to mention because I saw my girl Adonia, and I said, you know what, Adonia, I know you're coming out this weekend, so here's my number, but very few people have access to my number. So for those of you who are like, listen, I cannot slay the day. There's always things overtaking me. What are those things overtaking you? Some of those things could be people coming in and putting too much on your plate. I keep this space as my quiet space. And one of the ways in which I do that is not many people call me because I set it up that way. So if anybody here, too many people are calling you, your phone is ringing too often, or too many people are opening your door or calling you, or both. I'm just curious to find out. Oh, okay. Miss Robertson, my apologies. I have to get organized, focused, and confident to make contacts with people to schedule appointments. Okay. So E. Michelle says, I don't know. I can't tell you right now. If you don't know what it is. She's like, my imagination. I don't know what that means. We'll check in later. We'll check in later. Right. Hashtag block. You've got to be in a situation, right? Quiet space is so valuable. So one of the things that I'm going to be trying to do is to help you create your quiet space. even just encouraging you to do that. And one of the ways in which I do that is I make sure that my number is Fort Knox, right? So, you know, only serious people. So Adonia, you got my number. We're going to be texting and having a great time here in North Carolina this weekend for my Spring into Action workshop, so that we can work on, number one, the 300K money map, and number two, MMAs, money making activities, creating content, creating products, and making things happen. So super excited to see some of my ladies who are coming out to work with me this weekend, right? Yes, June, put your phone on silent. Do what you need to do, right? Do what you need to do. So, okay, I said to you, and I'm going to walk through these, and then we're going to wrap up for today, because I do have to call back my clients. You've got to think about what you have to do today. Right? And I kind of went off on a tangent to kind of give you some recommendations about creating your own space, setting boundaries, little random stories, things of that nature. But you got to create your own space. You got to identify the things that you have to do. And for me, looking at my calendar, having a calendar, setting boundaries and telling people, if you need to interact with me, we need to have designated times for that. Very important. And making sure that those are paid boundaries as well. I'm going to be honest with you. If everybody is picking your brain and it's for free, honey, you ain't never going to make no money, right? So today is my clarity call day. People pay me to get on the phone and talk to me, or they're getting on the phone to talk to me about projects. So my client is like, listen, I need to work on this new thing, and I need you. I need nobody else but you. What is that, Betty Boop? I want to be loved by you and nobody else but you. So what you have to do is, number one, what you want to do. Well, that was number one, what you have to do, okay? What you want to do. So what are some things that you want to do today? First thing I said, identify the things that you have to do today, definitely. And some of the things that you guys mentioned, like wanting social media schedules, wanting to get better at clients, some of those things are things that you want to do. The first one is actually things you have to do, like no compromise. You have to do this today. Now, if you say today, I have to call clients, or I have to get on social media, I have to do better, then yes, that's in the have to. But then other things are things you want to do. You want to do. Don't necessarily have to, but want to. Okay. That last piece is the things that you should do. Things that you should do. So you may say, man, I got a lot on my plate. I really should ... so I can knock it out. I love to create what I call knockout lists, because they allow me to consistently take an hour and just knock out a couple of things. Okay, reach that client, follow up with this person, do this, do that, purchase these new things for the business. So yesterday, hey, Rhonda, are you still here, Rhonda? Is my girl Rhonda still here? So Rhonda made this beautiful graphic of me and my dog, of Prin, right? Okay, see, wait, no, okay. I was about to get up because I want to show you the big old frame. So Rhonda, one of the things on my I want to do, should do list is having some products printed with the graphic. So this is a book. This is just a book that I do my sketching. I like to draw. Well, these are, can you guys see it? Let me turn on the light a little bit. This is my sketchbook. And so my girl Rhonda, when she came out to the last workshop I did, she actually drew me and Prin and some of my favorite sayings. Fire, 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 fire. Always have something to say. Share and sell. Get your ask in gear. She made all of these awesome stickers for me. So I bought a sketchbook and I put the big sticker on the front. The ring light, the glow up is real. So thank you, Rhonda. So I only share that to say this. One of the things that I wanted to do was to get some of these printed out using one of my favorite companies, Sticker Mule. Sticker Mule yesterday said, listen, you got a couple of days where you can get 50 magnets for $29. And I was like, what? So I just jumped on. It took me like maybe about 15 minutes. And I made them 15 minutes work. So I'm about to get my magnets and I'm about to get my stickers and have a good time with that. So I asked you guys to think about what are some things you have to do, what are some things that you should do, and what are some things that you want to do, so that you are slaying the day and knocking out the right things. And you're not so busy, just hustling and frustrated and having the day overtake you and having people put so much on your plate. You're being strategic and intentional with your time. Because let me remind you, can run the day or you can let your day run you. Okay, so I'm going to recap here. The first thing I said I wanted you to do is, before you can fix things, you have to figure out where you are. What does your morning routine look like? That was number one. Number two, I said, then we need to dig into your desires, your struggles, and your actions too. So I said, what do you desire today? What do you want to happen today? Get clear about that, because if you don't, you're not going to be able to wake up with determination and go to bed with satisfaction. If the day is just going and you're just kind of blindly running, you're not going to see the results you want over time. So think about what you desire out of the day. That was number one. Number two, where is the struggle for you? So I said, listen, if you're struggling right now, if you're struggling with focus, drop in SWF into the comment box. If you're struggling with getting things done, drop GTD into the comment box for getting things done. If you're struggling with sales, drop SWS into the comment box. And if you're struggling with something else, SWSE, what is that something else? Drop that in there. So we digged into struggles. I talked about some things that maybe you're triggering you. I need you to catch the fear so you can take action. Where are you afraid? Are you suffering from morning anxiety? Where are you feeling overwhelmed? Are you waking up and you're already tired when you're supposed to be rejuvenated? Where is the problem? We need to fix those things, right? So we talked about the struggle. And then last but not least, we talked about action. How are you going to take action today? Focus on those three areas: what you have to do today, what you want to do today, and what you should do today. Maybe there's one thing that you should do today so you don't have to do it tomorrow. So you don't have to do it 3 weeks from now. So you have to be like, oh, shoot, I was supposed to do that by now and I forgot the deadline. What are those things? Now, can you do everything in a day? No. Oprah was not built in a day. You can't do everything in a day, but when you're strategic and intentional, you can wake up with determination and go to bed with satisfaction, because you can feel like you got more done. You got more accomplished. One of my books is called what did I call it? What is it called? It's called something about getting things done. Yes, how to get things done and feel accomplished. There we go. I was like, what's the title of the damn book? But that's what a lot of people need more of: strategies and solutions to get more done and feel accomplished. So alrighty, my dear, I am well over time. I need to go and check in with my client. Hopefully this session has been helpful to you. If it has, share it, because sharing is caring, number one. Number two, make sure that you turn on alerts so you can get those alerts when I jump on these sessions. Number three, if you want to get some weekly web classes from me on motivation, money, marketing, and sales, I do this for my fellow entrepreneurs, because Sister Sense is all about helping you make sense of making money online. Make sure that you go to sistersense.com/WWC for weekly web classes so that you can sign up and get my best. Good. I want to give that to you. And of course, if you need that additional accountability too, take a look in the middle of the page for information about getting access to my accountability calls so I can show you how to bend time and get more done. So alrighty, honeys, mwah. Thank you so much for joining me. I seriously gotta go. But hopefully I'll find some time to jump back on here and support you with your business and your motivation too. Till next time. Mwah.